always take recommendations from the comments, so it's gonna be like a little wheel spin on which champion is gonna be next today. Thank you so much, Lacal, for your comment. You chose Galio, and Galio it is today, so let's get into Galio's lore, shall we? Galio, the Colossus. Galio's legend begins in the aftermath of the Rune Wars, when countless refugees fled from the destructive power of magic. In the west of Valorant, a band of these displaced people were hounded by a vicious band of dark mages. Exhausted from days without rest, the refugees hid among the shadows of an ancient, petrified forest, and their pursuers suddenly found their magic to be infective. It seemed the fossilized trees were a natural magic dampener, and any sorcery used within them would simply fail. No longer helpless, the refugees turned their swords on the dark mages and drove them from the land. Some decided that this sanctuary from magic was a gift from the gods. Others saw it as a fair reward for the terrible journey, but all agreed that this should be their new home. As years passed, the settlers crafted items of protection from the enchanted wood. Eventually, they found it could be mixed with ash and lime to make a petricide, a material with a powerful resistance to magic. It would be the foundation for their new civilization, forming the walls of the new kingdom of Demacia. For years, these petricide barriers were all the Demacians needed to feel secure from the threat of magic within the borders of their homeland. In the rare event that they needed to settle a conflict abroad, the military proved fierce and formidable. But when their enemies employed sorcery, Demacia's roaming army had little resource. Somehow, they needed to take the security of their magic-dampening walls into battle. The sculptor Durand was commissioned to fashion some manner of pesticide shield for the military, and 2 years later the artist unveiled his masterpiece. While it was not what many were expecting, the winged statue Galio would become vital to the defense of the nation and serve as a symbol of Demacia across Valorant. Using a system of pulleys, steel sledges, and countless oxen, they would pull the great stone figure to the battlefield. Many would-be invaders simply froze at the sight of the awe-inspiring silhouette looming before them. The titan who ate magic inspired a kingdom and terrified those who opposed it. However, no one thought to consider what exposing the statue to such unpredictable energies might do. Demacia had been mired in battle with enemy forces in the Green Fang Mountains. A skilled order of war mages, known as the Arcane Fist, bombarded the Demacians with crackling bolts of raw, mystical power for 13 days. Those who had survived this long field, their morale dwindling, and huddled close to Galio. Just when their spirits could be brought no lower, a slow, deafening rumble shook the veil, as if 2 mountains were grinding against each other. As a great shadow grew above them, the Demacian soldiers steeled themselves for death. A deep voice bellowed from above. To the Demacians' astonishment, themselves in front of the Demacians, shielding them from attack after attack, absorbing each fresh bolt into his massive stone frame. Then Galio turned, bounded up the mountainside, and crushed every last one of the arcane fists into the craggy soil. The Demacians cheered. They were eager to thank the petrified Sentinel that had saved them, but as quickly as he'd come to life, their fearsome protector had ceased moving, returning to his pedestal just as before. Back in the great city, this bizarre tale was told in hushed tones by the few who had survived the battle of the Green Fangs, and was usually received with silent incredulity. That day passed into legend, perhaps a mere allegory of ancient days to help people through hard times. Certainly, no one would have believed that the colossus continued to see all that transpired around him. Even while immobile, Galio retained consciousness, longing to experience the sensation of battle once again. He watched mortals pass beneath him, paying him tribute year after year. It puzzled him to see them disappear, one by one, as time rolled on. Galio wondered where they went when they vanished. Perhaps they were sent away to be mended, as he often was when he returned from war. As the years slipped by, Galio began to realize the sorrowful answer to this question. Unlike himself, the people of Demacia could not be repainted or have their damage easily repaired. Mortals were frail, ephemeral creatures, and he now understood just how badly they needed his protection. Fighting has been his passion, but the people were now his purpose. Even so, Galio has been called to battle only a handful of times in all the centuries since. Demacia has begun to look inward, with magic becoming rarer in the world than it once was. And so, the petrified colossus remains dormant, observing the world through the murk of his waking dreams. The statue's greatest hope is to be blessed by magic so powerful that he will never be forced to sleep again. Only then will Galio be able to truly serve his purpose, to stand and fight as Demacia's protector forevermore. Alright guys, this was Galio's story. I hope you really enjoyed it. There will be more lore videos in the future. I will be sprinkling them in between all of my gameplay videos. So I really do hope you enjoy this kind of content as well. If you would like to see your champion next, drop it in the comments and maybe it will be selected. So, the more lore you know, the more lore you know. I hope I see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace and out.